Hello friends, welcome back to English via English. So if you're new to this channel, then let me tell you that here on this channel, together you and I, we have our journey together to master 4 skills of English language, and they are listening, reading, speaking and writing. So as you can see here that this video today will be divided into 2 segments. First, I will be discussing how to highlight or stress in a sentence. That means when we compose a sentence or write a sentence, we employ the subject, then we bring in some verb, and then we put the object if necessary. After that, we put the adverbs like manner adverb, place adverb, time adverb, and so on. Let us know from this video how we can stress those components or various particles in a sentence. Okay, sometimes we emphasize or stress the subject. Sometimes we do that in case of the verb. Sometimes we bring stress or emphasis on the object. And in multiple occasions, on various situations, we stress the adverbs. So how to do all these things? I mean, how to stress different elements in a sentence so that we can fulfill our purposes and needs. So that will be part 1. In the second part, as you can see over here, that we will be learning pronunciation check. 5 different words are there. So these words are very often pronounced incorrectly. I will show you how to pronounce them correctly by making some changes here and there in these words so that you automatically understand and know how to pronounce these words just correctly without any error whatsoever. So this video will be very helpful, and let me tell you also that not only this video, all the successive videos will be having these 2 parts: grammar segment, core grammar discussion, and then some pronunciation check, so that our spoken power, our spoken English journey sails smoothly. We become better day by day, because if we pronounce these words incorrectly, then we will be humiliated for sure in the gathering, whatever it is, whether it is social gathering or the gathering or the get together of the colleagues, friend circle, or in public life. So this is the basic pattern of an English sentence: subject, verb, object and adverb. And let me tell you that a subject, whether it is active voice or passive voice, should come before the verb, and the object must come after the verb. But these adverbs, place adverb, time adverb, manner adverb and comparison adverbs, they will, if we feel so, we can just switch these adverbs and shift their position in a sentence. Take for example, the adverbs can come before the verb, they can come even at the very beginning before the subject. So their position is not fixed, they can switch from position to position. Okay, here is the sentence. According to this basic sentence pattern, I saw a beautiful flower garden last week. So here we have the subject, the verb, the object and the adverb, and this adverb is time adverb. So we have 4 different components. So can you tell me which one of these 4 components is getting stress or highlighted? So obviously this is an active voice sentence, because here the subject is making an impact through the verb saw, and that impact is falling on the object, a beautiful flower garden. So this is an example of active voice. So remember, in case of an active voice, the subject gets importance, so the subject is highlighted or stressed. Okay, but if we just make this active voice sentence into a passive voice sentence, then the stress will shift. It will no longer remain on the subject. Now look at the passive sentence. A beautiful flower garden was seen last week by me. So in this sentence, the emphasis is shifting and it is falling on the action. Okay, here on the verb group was seen. Okay, it is no longer on the subject or the object. So this is active voice, this is passive voice. Now if we want to highlight, say, the time adverb or the place adverb, then how to do that? So in that case, we can bring the time adverb at the very beginning. Okay, take for example, The sentence is active, fine, but we are putting the time adverb last week at the very beginning. So through this sentence, last week I saw a beautiful flower garden. This time the emphasis is falling on the time adverb because this phrase is being put at the very beginning. That means in certain cases, if we put a phrase towards the very beginning, yeah, then that phrase automatically gets stressed or importance. All right, so this is how we do normal sentence framing in day-to-day life to highlight or emphasize a particular component in a sentence. All right, then let us now talk about a special device also known as literary device or figure of speech in English language, known as HYPERBATON or inversion, through which we will be also doing the same thing of highlighting or making stress on a particular component in a sentence. Here is a sentence: he had made a huge impact on me. All right, now normal sentence, no problem. Now if I want to highlight or stress the object in this sentence, a huge impact, then I can employ that literary device of HYPERBATON or inversion. In that case, we have to reframe this sentence like, a huge impact. Okay, we are bringing the object first. No, I am going to do the voice change, active voice, passive voice, no. So after that, since we are breaking the simple subject or object pattern, object is coming first, and yet we are not doing the voice change. So the auxiliary verb, if it is there in the sentence already, bring it after that object. Then we will take the subject, he. Next, the verb, main verb in past participle, made, and the rest of the sentence or the part as it is. Okay, now the sentence is, a huge impact had he made on me. Okay, so this type of sentence we usually get in poetry, in drama, or in theological composition, where we suspend the grammar, we put emphasis on a specific component of a sentence. That means this is the common sentence pattern. But the second one is actually a sentence impacted by HYPERBATON or inversion. Alright, so if HYPERBATON or inversion, if it is not still clear to you, let me give you two more examples. Only then did he understand the value of time. So we are putting time adverb at the very beginning, and since we are breaking the conventional sentence pattern, we have to bring in auxiliary verb did, and because of the past indication through this auxiliary verb, we have to use the present form of the verb understand. So only then did he understand the value of time. One more. Alright, next sentence, no sooner had I seen the doctor than I felt relieved. So here again we are bringing the time adverb at the very beginning, that is in comparative degree. We should be put conventionally at the very end, but since it is coming at the very beginning, breaking the conventional sentence pattern, we have to bring in had or did, okay, and then we have to follow different other rules. So this is again another example of HYPERBATON or inversion. That means in terms of HYPERBATON or inversion, here we are putting a stress on the object. Next we are putting a stress on time adverb, and after that we are also putting a stress on time adverb. Okay, so this is how we can use HYPERBATON, and in that case remember we have to use some auxiliary verb, okay, in terms of do, does, did, or if there is an auxiliary verb already there in the sentence, you have to put that auxiliary verb first before the subject. So as we see here, had coming before I, did coming before he, and had coming before he again. That means we have come across active voice, passive voice, HYPERBATON or inversion, using which we can emphasize or highlight a specific component in a sentence. But apart from these, there is a special one, and I have kept that special one for the last. So let us now know about that special device or mechanism through which we can highlight almost any component in a sentence. Alright then, the device or the mechanism I'm talking about is Okay, so here is the sentence. My friends were looking for the coins in the grass before sunset. So if we analyze this sentence, we find my friends subject were looking for verb, the coins object, in the grass place adverb, and before sunset time adverb. So if we want to highlight or stress all these components separately, we can rewrite the sentences using these patterns or putting these patterns at the very beginning. So first, let us highlight or emphasize the subject, my friends. So it should be, it was my friends. Okay, then since human beings, we have to use the relative pronoun who. After that, we have to use the rest of the sentence as it is. So the new sentence is, it was my friends who were looking for the coins in the grass before sunset. Remember, so it, though it is singular, we have no problem in putting plural subject after the be verb, okay? That means the pronoun it here in this sentence is functioning like introductory it. It is not the subject in this sentence. The subject is my friends. Okay, let us now highlight the object. Okay, almost in the same fashion, it was the coins that my friends were looking for in the grass before sunset. But what about highlighting or emphasizing the verb while looking for? So if you want to highlight the verb in a sentence, convert that sentence into passive voice. That's the only option. Then let us highlight the place adverb in the grass. Alright, the sentence is, it was in the grass that my friends were looking for the coins before sunset. Finally, let us emphasize the time adverb before sunset. Alright, the sentence is ready now. It was before sunset that my friends were looking for the coins in the grass. Alright then, let us now come across the second half of the video, which is pronunciation check. So first word, WEDNESDAY. So very often or out of error, we pronounce this word as Wednesday, which is incorrect. Then in order to get the correct pronunciation of this word, we have to drop the consonant D. Not only that, we have to drop another vowel, and that is E. Now we will get the correct pronunciation, that is Wednesday. WENSDAY, 2 syllables. So now pronounce, it will be correct, Wednesday. At the same time, let me also remind you that very often we pronounce day like day. It should be pronounced as day. Okay, so finally we have to pronounce like Wednesday, like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Next one, NAME. This is not name. This is name. Okay, so it should be name, not name. I can say, what is your name? I can also say, what is the name of your brother? Okay, like this. Then SOUTHERN. Very often we pronounce this word as southern. That is incorrect, because this is the adjective version of the noun south. Here we have to drop the initial vowels O and U. In that case, we are getting 3 consonants in a succession, but we have to bring in a vowel sound. That vowel sound is like this, ah. So it should be southern, not southern, southern. Next word is very, very interesting, because originally we have 3 syllables over here, restaurant. But in order to get the correct pronunciation, we have to drop A and U, these 2 vowels, and then we have to think or understand that this word is now of 2 syllables, res, then tront. So the correct pronunciation is restaurant, restaurant. The final one, pronunciation. Here we have 4 syllables, pronunciation. So this is the correct spelling and correct pronunciation, because this is the noun version of the verb pronounce. So in the spelling pronounce, we get P-R-O-N-O-U-N, but that O is dropped here. So that should be the correct one, and this is the correct pronunciation. And if we go by the syllables, then we have no problem in pronouncing this word, pronunciation. And I'll be back very soon with another video on core English grammar lesson as well as pronunciation check for you. In the meantime, do keep watching the other various contents on this channel that will help you boost your grammatical knowledge. See you really soon and serve your motherland.